Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Thriving Adoptees podcast. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Carmen Durfey. Looking forward to our conversation today, Carmen.
Me too.
Yeah. And Carmen is up at a ridiculous time of the day to talk to me. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. What time is it with you? 4?
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts what we
But
do, right?
I'm a better in the morning than I am at night, truthfully.
Yeah.
So,
Me too. Me too. I've noticed that in the morning I'm at my clearest in terms of the amount of crap that's on my mind. It builds during the day. So
yeah.
earlier
Yeah.
in the day, I've got less on my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some
And I'm a lot more focused on, yeah, I'm better.
yeah.
So,
So thriving adoptees, what does that mean? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, Carmen is an adoptee, right? So, uh, Carmen, what does thriving adoptees mean to you?
I would think when I think of thriving, I think of not honestly, probably not living in fear. Is one of the first things that comes to mind, and living with purpose and peace.
Yeah. So would they be the opposites then? Living in fear and peace. Is peace
I,
the opposite of fear for you?
I think so. I think so. Um, yeah. In my mind, it seems like a lot of the times when I've been very, very fearful about something is when I haven't been able to find purpose and growth because I'm so paralyzed with fear.
Paralyzed by fear. Is it a seeing thing? Is it a
Is it a
shading thing? Is it like when you say living in fear, living in peace? I go back to that what I said about being clearer in the morning.
Mhm.
So clearer and peace seem to be the kind of same thing to me.
I
I'm
would
more at peace. I'm more at peace at the start of the day than I am kind of at the end of the day. I and it's kind of hard to discern, right? Sometimes.
right. I would agree because I feel like l- uh, when I when I'm basing my choices based on fear at any level, where it's, I mean, like I didn't, one of the reasons I never wanted to look for my biological parents was, fear of rejection, fear of what I would find in the closet, fear of what um, what was the other thing I was thinking? A fear of just the unknown of, what would be out there. And once I felt like I had a reason to do it, um, it all of those fears became like clear as fears, and then it was like, oh, okay, this isn't, the fear should not stop me, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Um, the the thing that started me
Uh-huh.
restarted the thing that restarted my search was a, an anger at the fear.
Yeah, yeah, like you're not going to control me anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And it wasn't, it was, it was instantaneous. It was unsolicited. Um, it came out of nowhere.
I
It
would agree with that because I was this is something I was never going to do, and I literally had the thought that it was what I was supposed to do, and it was like, but I have a million reasons not to. And one reason, I mean, but yeah. But it was like, oh no, okay. I mean,
But the
and the one
clarity
thing I
came first. Did the clarity come? The clarity come first, and then the reasons why not to comes after. The brain kicks
well,
in.
that was my argument in my head is for, I mean, I literally had a clear thought that I was, it's time. It's time. And then I had my rebuttal in my head of like, how can it be time for something I
Yeah,
never had my timeline. And then, all of the like, I don't want to be rejected again. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to have to find someone who's not capable of taking care of themselves or just any number of, scenarios that run through your head of what you could find.
yeah. You said rebuttal, and I think of the yeah buts,
Yeah.
yeah buts. So you
Yeah.
we come up with something, a new
Yeah.
idea,
Yeah.
and then we have the yeah buts, and people don't refer to butts mean butts with two T's. It's
Hmm.
used in the States, but we don't use that word. Talking out of our butt or anything like that here
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah.
That's not a metaphor. That's not a word we use. But yeah, but talking out of our butt. And
Yeah.
but yeah, and it's also in Britain because of the strange thing about our um, manners. You'll say something to somebody and they'll say, yes, but, and they didn't mean to agree with you. Right? So, yes says, I agree with you. And then, but says, I don't
I
agree
don't.
with you. I don't agree with you.
Yep. Yep.
People don't like to start, no, no, because that's not polite, right?
Hmm. Right. Yeah.
I feel I'm taking us down a rabbit hole
So,
that I
okay.
shouldn't have done, Carmen.
Okay.
So let me get back to this. So we have an idea, and then the buts come in, and then the fear grows from the buts. Is that kind of what you're
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm. Yeah. I would agree. And um yeah, and I mean, I like an example, this is a little more dramatic, but when I have one daughter, well, I have three sons and then a daughter, and when she was 16, she got like gravely ill and barely lived. I mean, she did. And I remember, I mean, I was absolutely consumed with fear that, that she could still die. And because she was very sick. I mean, every day it's a dune specialist. And I remember one day driving in the car with her and just being consumed with fear about all the what ifs. And I had the thought of like, you're missing this. She's here and you're missing this because you're so consumed with what could be. And it just as so I mean, when you talk about like a growth, like growth or thriving, I was not thriving. Every decision I made was based in fear.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was one of those things I had to learn to like, okay, I need to let this go and have faith in myself that that if she did die, it's still gonna like I still could function as a human being. And anyway,
yeah. Have you read The Power of Now? Eckhart Tolle book. Tolle. I don't know
um
how to
I
pronounce
don't
it.
know that I have.
No,
I'll
okay.
put it on my list.
But it's the power of now, right?
Oh
Right,
yeah.
right now,
Mm-hmm.
not the future.
Right.
And that's what popped into my head as you were describing it. Or
Yeah.
you said so. You've got this negative voice in your head, doom mongering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Fear focus, consumed by fear, and then on the other side you've got the power of now. But I've got her now. She's with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's with me now, and therefore there's what is it? I don't know. An argument between the two.
Yeah.
Is it a dance between the two? What is it? A fight between the two?
Yeah, it's
What is
probably
it?
more well, at the time in that situation, it was a full on fight. But
Yeah.
now I hope I've learned to dance a little better,
Yeah.
and and to to recognize those as fear-based. I mean, if when I mean, and we make fear-based decisions every day. I mean, little things like you, I mean, just little things of like, if I talk to that stranger, well, they're going to think I'm weird,
Yeah.
instead of just saying the dress is pretty. Or yeah, I mean, we make decisions all the time based in just little fears, and if we get away with that, it's basic in my mind. It's basically going from fear-based to uh, probably peace or love-based.
Yeah. Um, I'm delighted that you said that because what was going through my mind was the difference between coming from love and coming from
Mm-hmm.
fear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we hadn't got to love yet. We talked about peace and fear,
Mm-hmm.
and and somehow coming from peace that
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't that doesn't run for me. But coming
Mm-hmm.
from love, or are we coming from fear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we is love propelling us,
Yeah.
or is fear propelling us?
Mm-hmm. And when I've gotten to the point where I actually stop and focus on what my decision is based in, I make better decisions.
Yeah, we generally do better, don't we, when we come from
Yeah.
love?
Yeah. And I make braver decisions.
Yeah. The other things that's coming up for me is, are we what are we seeking, or are we expressing? Are we seeking love, or are
Mm-hmm.
we expressing love? Are we
Uh-huh.
are we looking for are we looking for happiness in our reunion, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or are we expressing our love
Mm-hmm.
through our actions, through what we do
Mm-hmm.
in reunion? Um,
Right. Right.
are we seeking the other? That whole. I'm thinking about the kind of Western narrative and Western culture, whether we're Brits or Yanks, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
we are the culture is all about, think about the music, all the songs about love.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, you fulfill me, you complete me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm yearning for completion through love. I want to find my soulmate. I want and if we take that kind of seeking and put that on to our birth mother or our birth
Mm-hmm.
father or biological family, if we go seeking love, seeking completeness, seeking
Mm-hmm.
wholeness, seeking happiness,
Mm-hmm.
outside ourselves, within the biological family, we're we're cooking up a recipe for disaster, right?
Yes, and a lot of disappointment probably.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. I was actually thinking, so but I had the thought that I was supposed to search, and then um I I mean, they had unsealed Washington's birth records, and so I just wrote the state, and they sent me the original birth certificate, and it showed up in the mail, like 3 weeks later. And my daughter helped me put her name into Google, and the first thing that popped up was uh, her name and my birthday. So she had put in an adoption search, like probably like I think had been like 10 years earlier. And the minute I saw I saw that information, I saw that she had been searching. My mindset completely changed from what could I find, to like I have to find this woman and answer her questions. Like it went from fear based to like just love based. Like I needed to find her to say thank you and I'm great. And I didn't realize at the time how knowing her and knowing her, like her story, like just the gratitude and like it just expanded everything, expanded love, it expanded understanding, expanded all of it. But I wasn't going seeking for what she could give me. I was like, I've got to, if this is something she wants, I have to do this for her. And
Yeah.
she got me here.
So, but that was that sounds like it was a complete upending of your belief system, though.
It, it, it was in the fact that, so my background is a little like I was adopted and then my adopted mother died and then my dad remarried like, three times after that. And, um, so my childhood was not stable. And I've got a lot of faith and I believe in God. And as a kid, my whole question was like, first off, if we're supposed to have families, why did you take my mom? Second off, as I got a little older, it was like, well, if you're in control of this, why would you drop me in this situation? Why would you drop me in this family when you knew all of everything that was going to go on? Um, and learning that I was a product of rape and the fact that I'm even alive completely changed. And when I learned everything that she went through, I mean, back then they did not treat these women well in the 60s. So, and to realize what she sacrificed, it just completely changed my perspective of, um, I went from wondering kind of like, what was so, well, if I believe that God is not trying to punish me, then he was trying to teach me something. And I'm like, well, I kind of don't know what I was supposed to learn. And when I meet her and I get her story, I realize, no, he was just giving me the best shot to the life I have now, which I absolutely love. So it just completely changed my perspective of a why would I be given this to, I'm so thankful I was given my exact life.
Yeah. So, what you found out changed your perspective. You didn't change the perspective. The perspective was changed for you by the insight, by the new piece of
Yes,
information.
yes. And it's one of those things that if I lived in fear and never gotten the answer, like never searched, gotten the answer for it, I would not have had an expanded view of my life, you know? So
Yeah.
have I puzzled you?
Yeah. Well, it's just so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just so true, and it. Yeah, I was talking to an adoptive mum yesterday, and she was talking about mindset, and she said, "I, like I like your positive mindset, Simon." And
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, well, yeah, I'm not making this mindset positive, right? The realizations that
Mm-hmm.
I have had over my life, they have led me to a positive mindset. And also, when I think about mindset, I think about setting concrete, right? And if our minds are set in concrete, then we're not really open to change. And what you're talking about is a complete shift in your perspective, which is it's more about mind fluidity, not about mind set, you know? And
Yeah.
I saw something yesterday about I think I used the word earlier on because it, 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 it landed for me. And the word was something like, the phrase saw yesterday was an, an upending of my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it turns everything completely on its head. And I think about my birth mother, and I think about this idea that I had for 10 seconds that she
Mm.
didn't love me enough to keep me. And then the lady I was talking to questioned that um, questioned that belief, and I saw through. I saw that the thought wasn't true, and so the thought didn't become a belief. And then 10 years later, I I get this letter about the teddy bear, and it I feel her love for me. So at the age of 40, I've realized that uh, intellectually, that she didn't reject me.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
then 10 years later, I feel her love for me.
Mhm.
And that's so much more profound. It's a whole body experience. And
Mhm.
it's an epiphany rather than an insight. It's got
Yes.
a depth. And how if I'd stayed in that if I'd stayed in that fear place, I wouldn't have done the searching. But
Yeah.
I didn't make the fear go away. The fear went of its own accord somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I was hearing from you says like um, you're asking God, what do you need to, what do you want me to learn?
Mhm.
And then this happens, and you realize, oh, that's what you wanted me to learn.
Mhm. Gratitude.
Gratitude.
I mean, that's the biggest takeaway I came out with was that gratitude for my exact life, like every bit of it. Like when I'm talking to Joy and she's like, "Had they let me hold you, this story would have had a completely different outcome." And me thinking, I mean, I could have had the family I that as a kid I so desperately wanted. She wanted to marry and have four other kids. You know what I mean? I could have had that, but I wouldn't be me, and it wouldn't have got me to my life that I have now. And so it was like just the profound gratitude that um not only that she gave birth to me, but then that she didn't keep me and she put me in this life that I thought had been a challenge for me. And it was, there were parts of it that were challenging, but life is challenging. It comes with blessings and it comes with
Yeah.
challenges.
Uh, Gratitude seems too small a word for this, Carmen.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know of a
It,
bigger one.
sorry, I know. Yeah. What's a bigger word? Yeah. Um,
Awe, maybe.
um, are you reading my mind? That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I, I sometimes, anytime I near, anytime I near, get near this word gratitude, I think of the kind of forced gratitude that some adoptees talk about, and I see a huge contrast between our own instantaneous gratitude
Hmm.
and somebody else trying to force gratitude on us or suggest to us that we should be gratitude. And if anybody suggests that we should feel differently to the way that we
Hmm.
feel as human beings, we don't really like that, do we?
No, no, we don't. Oh, well, I was actually just thinking, I feel like one of the reasons, you mean like forced gratitude of like, I should just be happy, like I should be happy that I have this home and that, is that what you're meaning
No,
by,
no, no. I mean forced gratitude from the outside. You like we can say, I should be grateful,
hmm,
right? But other people say to us,
yeah.
you should be grateful.
Oh, yeah.
You should be grateful. Yeah. When people tell us you shouldn't be feeling this way, you should be feeling that way. I,
Hmm.
as even as I just say that, there's a part of me on the back of my neck thinking, how very dare you?
Yeah, like, well, just out of spite, I'm not going to.
Just out of spite, I'm not going to.
Yeah,
And I think that I have a concern that so I've never been told that I should be grateful. My mum and dad never tell me you should be grateful. That's not the sort
yeah,
of people that they are. Um, but I know a lot of people, a lot of
right.
adoptees who've been told that you should be grateful, and they don't feel grateful. And and my slight concern is here, and maybe it's bigger than a slight concern, is that for we become allergic to gratitude because at
Yeah,
this fundamental level, somebody's told us that we should be grateful, and we don't feel grateful. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, I was actually just thinking, and I think maybe one of the reasons why I never felt like as an adoptee, I never felt like I was any different in my family is because my mother, I mean, she died when I was 4, but I do have some memories. And one of them was always our story and her gratitude for us. I mean, I was never told I was supposed to be grateful. She told me how grateful she was that she had us.
yeah, yeah.
So,
And fun enough, my mum says that sort of stuff to me now.
yeah, yeah,
Whether she told me earlier and I just didn't hear it, I'm not. Um, one, my dad less so because blokes don't talk about this
yeah.
squashy, lovey feely stuff as much
Uh-huh.
as women do. I remember I was in I was doing some manual labour with my dad. We were do you call them dumpsters? The big metal containers you put
Yeah, yeah,
rubbish in, yeah.
yeah. What do you call
So
them? I just want to know the English word.
skip, a skip,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So we were loading a dumpster or a skip with some bricks, right? He was doing some changes to the house, to the garden in the yard, our wall, boundary wall. So,
Mhm.
and I was just taking a break from that manual labor and looking back at the cars in the drive, and I said to my dad, do you feel are you proud of what you've achieved in business that has allowed you to
Mhm.
buy these two cars?" And he said, No, no, but I'm proud of you and your sister."
Mhm.
And that's and he didn't talk about that sort of stuff
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
often. So when he did, it landed.
Yeah.
It landed. And I think there's a warm feeling that comes with that, which you
Mhm.
expressed too. And I think about the spectrum of why adoptive parents adopt. And at one end of the spectrum, I hear about one adoptee said, "Well, growing up, I realised that they only adopted me. They only adopted a child, right, to look good at church."
Mhm.
Um, and I think that um, narcissist word is a bit overused at the moment. If you go on Facebook,
Yes, it is.
everybody in the whole world, well, especially every bloke, right, every guy in the world, every one of us is a narcissist apparently. Uh, but it's who are we adopting? Who are they adopting for?
Right.
Are they adopting for them, or are they adopting for us?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, it's probably both. I mean, you know? I mean, I look at my parents' situation, my adopted parents' situation, and she was chronically ill. I mean, they had her first three babies died, and then they had two more, and then the doctor was like, "You shouldn't have, you know what I mean? You can't do this." And they wanted more kids, but um, I mean, nowadays there's just no way they would have given them babies. I mean, she had type 1 diabetes that back then they didn't, they just didn't treat well. And so I mean, my dad adopted my brother and I, probably knowing full well he would end up raising us without her at some point. So, or maybe he thought he was going to get a miracle, I don't know.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but so I'm sure a lot of that was like, this is what she wants, okay, I give it to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I want to take you back a bit to the what's the difference between, because you use that or word.
yeah.
So how do you see the difference between gratitude and awe?
And awe, gratitude and awe. um I I feel there's just, I guess the word I'm thinking of, it feels to me like there's more reverence with awe.
Yeah.
There's just it's just bigger and so much more intricate. Um,
Yeah.
and when I think of like, um, after I found Joy and I learned my whole background and her whole background, the awe of that I felt like I needed to have for every person and every person's story was immense. And it wasn't gratitude, it was like absolute awe for everything you've experienced and how intricate it is and how it's made you you, and just what a miracle we all are that we walk around and function after,
Yeah. Yeah.
after what we experience.
And what how does awe impact fear?
Well, if I come from a place of awe with anyone I encounter, I'm no longer I'm no longer fearful of your judgment or your I just want to help. I go from fear based and like, you're not like me, or you're going to think I'm weird, or any other fear I could possibly have, to that person in the grocery store behind me. um I I'm in awe of just you being here and being you, and I'm going to look out for you uh instead of not paying attention, I guess.
Yeah.
Or
But you had to have, did you found the awe for yourself before you started sharing it with others,
yeah, oh
presumably.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You know, the thing that came to mind for me was that gratitude, sorry, or eats gratitude for breakfast.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
ours in a different, it's a completely different ballpark.
yeah. And
It's a
that's
diff,
go ahead.
it's a completely different magnitude.
Yeah,
It's
I
got,
remember. Yeah, I remember thinking like that. I was always grateful that this woman gave birth to me and placed me for adoption and allowed me to live. But it
yeah,
wasn't until I learned her story that the amount of awe I had for it
yeah,
wasn't. It wasn't. This is no longer gratitude. This is so far beyond gratitude what she did for me.
yeah. So it's awe-inspiring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to read something that you said to me um, on the email
Okay.
when so So I'm just picking the bit to start with. I raised my own kids with the kind of stability I had craved as a child. At the age of 51, I felt a strong premonition that I needed to make contact with my parents. I contacted Washington State and found out birth records were unsealed, so I got a copy of my birth certificate. And within 48 hours of receiving it, I was on a phone conversation with my biological mother. In that conversation, she informed me that I was a product of rape. Learning this information changed my entire perspective on life. I no longer felt overlooked by God. I felt He had a purpose in placing me where He'd placed me to get to in this life I have now. It placed me to the life I have now.
Mhm.
It was just a complete perspective shift.
Mhm.
Just a complete perspective shift.
Mhm.
So that's taking you thriving to a different level, is it?
Yes, yes, it is. Yeah, and well, and that's it. So my birth mom's name is Joy, but so the title of the book was Spaghetti Lemonade and Finding Joy, which is like a dual meaning with finding joy. But I would have told you I had joy. I would have told you, you know what I mean? And my life was good. And my life, before this, and it wasn't like this nagging, like, I mean, I didn't have this nagging hole about these questions about like why I got placed where I got placed. But finding her, feeling like I needed to answer her questions, like it gave me answers I didn't even know I wanted or needed. you
Yeah.
know but I also think of like even the timing, like if I would have gotten the same information when I was 20, I wouldn't have had the same perspective. It would have been a completely different. It would have been all about, it would have been fear based. What does this mean about me? How does that information about my father change me?
Yeah.
you know
Tell me
where
about the book you mentioned.
Oh, it's called, well, it's just a memoir. It's called Spaghetti, Lemonade, and Finding Joy. So it took me forever to write.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah. It does tend to take us a long time to write the memoirs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So and it started out different. I remember like the night after I met Joy at my first phone call was there. The next morning I told my husband I need a laptop because I need to write. I need to write some stories for her to fill her in on the childhood that she missed. And so it was just going to be all the funny things because I did grow up with a lot of freedom, and I ran wild, and it was great. But the more I wrote, the more I was like, nah, that's not the story I'm supposed to tell. This is the I'm supposed to I'm supposed to tell a story that shows how um, just God has His hand in every single life, and I need to have awe for every single life and every person I encounter. So if I approach everyone understanding, if he did this for me, if he had this much interest in me, he has that much interest in you, and I need to be respectful of that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's incredibly powerful stuff, Carmen.
oh, glad you think so.
Yeah. Well, it's unmistakably powerful. The power is unmistakable.
So, but it's not me, so it's not.
Yeah, it's not personal, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be. You don't need to be modest about it, do you? If it's not you,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
if it's simple, if it's universal,
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah. Then I should be much bolder about it, actually, if it's universal.
I, I don't know whether you should be. It seems pretty bold to me.
Oh, okay.
I think it's pretty bold to me. But what did you learn writing your book?
I learned that writing a book is really, really hard. No.
Yeah.
um, what did I learn from it? Um,
Had you had the joy? Had you had the shift from gratitude to awe before you wrote the book?
oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
did.
I mean, it literally like for probably 6 months after, like for 6 months after, I was just like on a, I'm just like that. Oh, and so I had that shift. It was more, I guess it was more like, because I wanted to tell her story too. And it was really more just what I learning really how she got treated. I mean, her mom didn't believe her. Of course, she gets raped in college. She doesn't tell anyone because you don't back then. And then she's pregnant, so her mom doesn't believe her, and they ship her off. She has a baby. She comes home, and I am like, it is never discussed. I mean, can you imagine your 21-year-old daughter and she walks back through the door without her baby, and you don't even say like, "How you doing? What can I do for you?" It was so really what I learned was just the really what her sacrifice was.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was so when I first found her was that I realized that she has feelings and memories attached to me that I don't have attached to her, and I can't hurt this woman again. Like, there was a lot of responsibility that when I first made that phone call, I didn't realize the responsibility that was tied to it, you know. So,
Yeah. What if we talked earlier on about coming from fear or coming from love? What about coming from awe?
yeah, once again, awe is just it's so much bigger. If I come from awe, then every day is a good day. Like, even in the really, really hard stuff. I think that's a lot of with thriving too. Even in the really, really hard stuff, if you can find purpose, and I know there's things that like in the day you're like, there can't be a purpose behind this.
Yeah.
But there probably is, you just don't know about yet.
Yeah.
Did you ever read The Hiding Place?
No.
It's actually quite remarkable. It's about these two little um I think they're Polish. Anyway, they hide Jews through World War II.
Yeah.
Okay. And they get caught and they get put in a concentration camp. And one of the sisters, there's sisters, and one of the sisters, they're in this barracks that is completely full of fleas. And her sister prays every night, and her sister says, in her prayers, "Thank you for the fleas." Like, she's thanking God for everything. Thank you for the fleas. And her sister is like, "Absolutely not. I refuse to thank God for the fleas. Like, are you kidding me?" And years later, um, she goes on speaking tours, and she speaks all over the world, and I think she's passed on now, but anyway, she had an old guard from the prison come up and tell her, do you and they had more freedom in their barracks than anybody else, and do you know why they had more freedom? Because of the fleas. So she did learn years and years down the road that though that this curse that her sister was praying they thank you for really did turn out to be something that had blessed them. So I think that is a lot of it, is just recognizing that even the hard stuff has a purpose.
Yeah.
So,
What if people talk about coming from love, coming from fear, and some other people talk about us being love. Is God love? Are we love? Are we God? Are we all what? What do you make of all that?
I think God is love and awe, and we're trying to be. If we're really trying to seek Him, then we're trying to be, but we don't get it right. All that. we get it wrong a lot, but that I feel like that's the goal, is to
What's
live
the
in that
goal?
place of, yeah, I feel like it's the goal. And some days I do it well and some days I don't.
Yeah, but it's not a trying thing. That this all came to you. You didn't make it happen. It wasn't like, it wasn't like an affirmation that you wrote in lipstick on your
Yeah.
on your bathroom mirror. I must be more awesome today. That all came to you through an insight, a perspective shift. Like
Yeah,
you didn't make it happen. It
that's
found
true.
you.
That's true. Then I would say that's 100% a God thing then. You get
Yeah,
that was a gift.
yeah.
Yeah. And then it's my job to like project that.
Project it. Yeah. And the irony of this is joy helped you find joy.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I was like, well, her name's a gimme for a book.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yeah. Joy
Spaghetti.
that I didn't even know I needed. Like joy I didn't like, I mean, I would have told you I had joy, but I went from joy to awe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different level of joy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And does that come in as the fear evaporates, the joy is closer to the surface?
I believe so. I believe so. Um, and well, I think so in a lot of instances because I mean, I don't even just the fear of like, let's say I'm going to write a book. Like, where does that come from? There's a million reasons not to.
Yeah. And yet,
Um, but
and
you know what
yet,
I mean? Yeah. So no, I think it has pushed fear out of a lot of the way of
yeah,
things. Yeah.
the awe has.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of yeah, w- um it's kind of like if like what do I have to be afraid of? Like what it's kind of like if this guy has this much has this much um involvement or interest or invest in my life, then so what if I fail? Just try it. Just 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 try. What's the what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to learn something.
Feels a good place to bring it in, Carmen.
Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you. And thank you.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
listeners. I'm Zoom is just uh, playing around with it's just changed the system, and
Oh,
I
okay.
can't figure a way to. Oh, there we are. Sorry,
There you go.
listeners. I'll know better next time.
Oh,
Thanks,
no,
Carmen.
that's good. Can
Thanks,
I just
Carmen.
tell you,
Thanks,
like,
listeners.
thank you for what you do. Like, you really are a positive light, and and you, you're a good soul. You're a
Yeah.
good guy. So,
I'm
thank
still
you.
recording this, right? So I could
Oh,
just
okay.
cut you off.
Well, make sure you leave that part in.
Hey, thank you for your lovely comments, and thank you for sharing the light this morning.
So, thank you.
Thanks, listeners. We'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.